I am the author of How to Write a Story, which is out now on Amazon. I also have other books out, film and TV show in production, and I'm over here on YouTube usually doing a writing advice series where I take pieces of writing advice, I break them down, I reference pop culture, films, books, TV shows, things that you will hopefully know and be familiar with. And I talk you through how to take those pieces of writing advice, characterization tips, story structure, things like that, how to use them in your own story so that hopefully I can help make you a better and more confident writer and we can get more stories into the world. However, this is a new series that I have been doing, which is a little bit different. Well, very different, really. Often I would get questions asking for specific writers, specific films, sort of techniques you've heard of, and asking me to work on those. So I have done videos for those questions. But I asked for short questions, anything, literally anything. When I first started this series, this Ask Me Anything series, I was assuming, naively, that most of the questions I got would be about stories, just short questions, like, I don't know what really, it was just an idea. And I thought I'd do one video as an experiment to see what questions I got and to see how you guys responded to it. It was a big hit, actually. I've had so many questions come in since that first video, like loads, and so yeah, this is my, I think, 4th episode of Ask Me Anything. What I do, I put all your questions into this bag. As you can see, it is full of all these different questions. I randomly pick a few in this video and I will answer them. I promise I'm honest. I don't have a need to lie to you guys or make up answers. Although sometimes some of the questions my answer has just been no. Like, sometimes you guys send me questions that I'm not gonna answer, but if I do answer them, I swear I don't lie. Everything I answer is true. So if you guys want to get to know me better, which, yeah, you do, which is really lovely, you get to know the real me, the truth of me, and not just me talking about stories. So thank you for enjoying this. It's been a lot of fun for me. So I'll get cracking. The first question, which is, flowers or chocolates? I am really fussy with chocolate because I love chocolate, right? But I don't like a box of chocolates because I don't like my chocolate with goof in it. I don't like gunge and slime and bits in my chocolates. You know when you bite into a chocolate from a box of chocolates and it's like, can't do that, yuck. I like just chocolate. I love chocolate buttons and a bar of Dairy Milk chocolate. So if the choice is a bunch of flowers or a box of chocolates, then I would go flowers. But if it's just chocolate, like a big bag of chocolate buttons or something, then I might go chocolate because I love to eat. Also, I'm very terrible at keeping plants alive. I've tried so often. I've tried like herbs in the kitchen, I just kill them all if I don't eat them first. And I've tried like plants that are meant to grow, like, outdoor, indoor. I'm not green fingered. It's a miracle I've kept children alive. So I would go chocolate if it's just chocolate. But if it's a box of chocolates with guff in, then I would go flowers and just accept that they'll die prematurely, which is really sad because I do like flowers. I'm really not very green fingered. Let me mix the next one. Alright. Oof. Oof. Do you believe that global peace is attainable? Oof. That is a deep one. I would like to, because that would be beautiful. You know what I mean? The problem I have is with the idea of global peace being attainable, right? I am a storyteller, and stories require conflict. Conflict makes them move forward, it keeps the story entertaining, and it keeps things happening. And humans are... Stories are about humans, and they represent the truth of humans, and obviously not necessarily direct, like, you know, you can write stories about magical humans and aliens and things, but if we accept that humanity is what connects us to our characters, and characters have to have conflict, that comes from the fact that humans, I think, have to have conflict. Now, that might not necessarily be a war or a fight, but humans do thrive and attain more through recognizing something they don't have and going after it and trying to get it. And that is your personal conflict. So my personal conflict is I want to grow my career, I want to make more films, I want to be a success. So I have conflict because there is something I want that I don't yet have. And so I constantly push and work for more. And that is my conflict. But then you have a lot of people who their conflict might be they want the wealth in another country, or they want the oil in another country, or they don't like the leader of another country. And because we are driven by conflict naturally, the pursuit of what we don't have but we want, it's very much part of who we are as humans. I don't know if it's attainable, because I feel like to have world peace, a lot of people would have to set aside their conflict and their personal goals and their desires, and I don't know if we can do that. It would take a lot for me to give up my dreams and my goals. Like, I've wanted the life that I've wanted my whole life. To let it go would be very difficult, and I would not want to. I'm lucky that the thing I want doesn't hurt anyone, and not hurting anyone is a big part of what I want anyway. But not everyone's like that. Some people will hurt people for the thing they want, or the thing they want actually is to hurt people. So, do I believe that global peace is attainable? No, I don't. I'd like to. Maybe I'm just old and cynical. But I don't. I think that humans are too flawed and there's too much conflict in us as a species to everybody put their conflict aside. That's really sad. I'm sorry. Let's hope this is a happy one. Okay, this is a happy one. That's a relief. I don't want to make you all bummed out watching my videos. What colour do you first think of when you think of summer? Either green or gold. I'm saying either because I just thought of summer and I saw green grass and gold, like goldy sun sky. That would mean in my head, not literally there. Green or gold? Probably gold. I think the sun in the summer is very, very like golden. So I'm gonna go gold. But green is a real close second. So. Okay. What outdoor activity would you really like to try? I'm not that outdoorsy in the sense I love going outside and I love walking, and I'll walk hours and hours outside with my dog or just for pleasure, because walking and talking is like, that's not like an outdoor activity. I've done abseiling and I liked that. I've done canoeing and I did not care for that. I don't like cold splashy. What would I like to try? I'd really like to do those, you know, the things in the trees where you've got like the rope ladders, like kind of like an adventure playground but for adults. I'm terribly clumsy, so I'd probably hurt myself terribly. Like, yeah, I'd probably end up just like flat on my ass, but it always looks fun. But I have no desire to do like mountain climbing or like trekking or camping. That doesn't appeal to me. I'm much more of a indoor person in the sense that I like a good pub and a chat. I don't tend to need adventure like that to feel. You and your partner have different last names. Are you common law and not religiously married? I know who this one came from, and I actually answered it directly, but I did put it in the bag because you said that it was okay to just do both, so I did. And we are not married. Jonathan McKinney is not my husband. We are neither common law nor religiously married. We live together, we're engaged, but we have not got married. We have our children. We're both divorced from our formers. I got divorced when I was 29, and yeah, we will probably one day get married, but we're not at the minute. We live together, we work together, we raise children together, but we aren't married. We will one day, but it's expensive, and we don't feel the pressure to do it. We would do it because the timing is right and the finances are right, but we're kind of fine. Like, we don't need to get married right now. Okay. Do you like to game? Now, here's my question, right? Because I feel like to game as a thing. Oh god, I'm so old. I feel like I'm really lame. To game feels like you need to have like an online world that you partake in and people that you talk to on your little headsets, and do you know what I mean? Like an online person that you are, and you go shooting or exploring or questing, and I do not do those things because I do not have time. Not inclination particularly, though I was more inclined to game like that when I was a teenager. And I used to do all sorts of online, like, gaming things on the PlayStation and whatever. But now I don't have time to sort of live in a fake world, because my real world is really, really, really all-consuming. But that said, I do like to game in the sense that sometimes if me and John have an evening where we are like, no, we need a rest, we need a break, we need to stop, we will order a pizza or a curry, and we will play Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 4, and we'll sit there and we'll shoot each other and we'll blow each other up and we'll have a really, really fun time, and then we'll sit and watch telly and eat. So I do like to play PlayStation games and Xbox games and things like that. I don't do a lot of it because I just don't have time. But when I was younger, I was much more inclined. But I'm not a game. I wouldn't think I'm like a gamer, because I do other things that keep me busy. Alright. How old are you? I am 34 and I will be 35 next month. So, you know what? If you want to buy me a birthday present, I will be 35 years old soon. That would be nice. I love a birthday present. I'm so cheeky, I'm sorry. Okay, let me have another one. What have we got here? What's the last photo you took on your phone? It says to post it on the screen, but let me check what it is before I tell you. Oh, I can post it on the screen. It's a photo of my daughter talking to a kitten in an ice palace. I actually posted it on Twitter this morning. I don't put my kids' faces online, but it's the back of her head, so I will share that with you. That is my 4-year-old with our kitten Robin, and she was singing nursery rhymes to her in an ice palace. Yay. What's your nickname? Well, well, I suppose JJ is a nickname because I wasn't christened JJ, but I don't think of that as a nickname because it's like my normal, most of the time name. My dad unfortunately calls me Nosebag, and there's a whole long story to that, but nose and Nosebag. Let me see. My kids call me Mom. My mum calls me Rosie, which is strange because my daughter, my 7-year-old, is called Rose. What else? In high school, I was called Jewith. Yeah, I don't tend to. Jude is my given name is Judith, and the nickname that comes from that for me was always Jude. So I go by Jude or JJ mostly. Yeah, I don't have like a strange like wolf woman or bandicoot or anything like ice woman. I don't have a name like that. Is that a normal nickname? Is that what people would be called? I don't have that. I just don't have like a shortened version of my name. Okay. Oh, another colour one. Were you the same person who's into colours? What colour do you first think of when you think of your home country? Colour person. I'm fascinated to know why this particular genre of questions interests. I'm asking you questions now. But whoever is the colour question person, I'm curious. Are you like a colour psychologist or something? Are you sort of researching this? Because this is very interesting. When I first think of my home country, so my home country, obviously I'm in England. So either green, because we have a very green country. I'm looking out of the window now and I've got big willow trees at the bottom of the garden and it's all very green, or I guess red, because we've got a big red cross on our flag. But I'm going to go green because I think England is a very green country. Okay, I'm only going to do a couple more. I always say this and I do more, but I don't want to make massive long videos that you get bored by. I'm not trying to be a boring person. Let me see. Okay. What is the one thing your parents allowed you to do that you would never let your kids do? Well, I was born in the 80s and I grew up in the 90s when the internet was a very new thing. And my parents didn't really have a concept of the internet. So I was kind of just let loose on it, and chat rooms and yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, the people I talk to, I really should not have been allowed to access the internet so young without real supervision, and definitely not speaking to strangers. I am very protective over my children accessing the internet. I don't let them have any games where they have other people can talk to them. Don't let them do that, and I don't let them unless unsupervised. And I'm very, yeah, I was given pretty much free access to the internet without any supervision, and not my parents' fault. They just didn't know, it was new. Like, they had no idea that world is out there. But I learned fast, and I do not want my children learning that. There are some bad people online. So I let them online. They have all sorts of things. They have websites they go on and games online and stuff, but they're not ones where other people can talk to them. This is a long one. And oh, I know who this one is from too. I don't often know who these questions are from. Have you ever considered writing the same story from a different point of view? Like how Orson Scott Card wrote Ender's Game, then wrote the same story from Bean's POV called Ender's Shadow. I can honestly say no. I get the appeal of it, and I can see how that might be a really interesting project to do, to write a story from two different people's perspectives. I imagine that is a really interesting thing to do, but it never appealed to me personally to write it, because I very much move forwards. I like to keep moving forwards in everything I do. I don't like going backwards. I don't like being in the same place. I'm always like, I get frustrated if I'm not pushing, and I feel like if I tried to do this, I would get frustrated with myself because I would feel like I was in the same place. And logically, I know that wouldn't be the case, because you are writing a new story with new things going on and new perspectives. And I've read stories where they look at different events from the different people's perspectives, and I've really enjoyed reading them. So it doesn't have the same effect when I can assume that kind of story. But my writing, I think that I would not enjoy doing it. When I've finished a story, when I've written a book or I've written a script, I will edit it, and I love editing. I really do enjoy the editing process. But once it has lived and it is out there and it's being consumed by people, the idea of going back into it again to work on it again would feel very, like I was stuck. And I get almost claustrophobic about my life in the sense that I need the space to be able to just try and push and do, and I feel like that would make me feel stuck. Like, that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. So this is my last one. So if it's a really depressing one, I'm really sorry. I don't like ending on sad things because I want you guys to be happy and have fun. Oh, it's not a sad one. Smart, casual, or sporty style? Definitely the smart, casual one. I mean, when I'm working, like here, or if I go out to different places to work, then smart, casual pretty much sums me up. I don't own any suits. I have a couple of shirts, but they're sort of like loose hippie shirts. They're not like structured shirts because I don't like things that squeak. I don't like to feel stiff. I don't like anything that when it's on me, I feel like I don't like that at all. I like things that are loose and stretchy and breathy and comfortable. So my work style is smart casual, and my non-work style, if I'm just in my house, still working, but not like in a way that I'm publicly seen, is leggings and t-shirts. I don't really dress up unless I have to, and even then I still like something comfortable, but I'm not sporty. I hula hoop, and I have weights that I lift a bit, not a lot, but I do a bit, and I go for very long walks, and I've done jogging before, and I used to go to the gym a lot. But even then, when I was all sporty and sort of young and fit and focused on like my body, I still was just leggings and t-shirts in the gym. I don't have a sporty style really. I like being physical. I like to exercise, and I feel unhealthy if I don't get to move. I just don't have a very I don't own like branded sports, like activewear that's very trendy, and we're all meant to have like the flowery leggings and the things that like you to get you all like fit and stuff. You can tell that I'm not very sporty. I don't like those. I don't have those. They're not for me. I prefer to be casual and comfy, and I like to look nice and I like to look smart, and if we go out for an evening, I'll put on like a little dress and everything, and I have a lovely time. But I'm not naturally a smart person. So that is my answer. Smart casual for me, please. So thank you very much for asking some more questions. I've had a great time. I find it fascinating to know the things you guys are interested in. It's really eye-opening because I don't know if I would have ever thought to ask myself those questions, or if I've ever been asked some of these questions. It's great because being a writer, I put myself in other people's heads a lot, and having an idea of questions that I could put into my head to think about my characters, because I like to know my characters well as I'm going, and especially when I'm editing, I like to really get I like to feel like I know them. Like I could be asked any question if I was pretending I was answering as that person, and I could answer it. And some of the questions I would never have considered asking, so it's great for me to actually think about these things. So not only is it fun to be asking, like to be answering them and doing these videos, it's actually really helpful. So thank you so much. If you want to put a question in here, as you see, I've still got loads, but they all get mixed up randomly. So you could or could not come out next video, or you might, or in a couple of videos time. But if you want to have your question go into that bag for me to answer in one of these videos, The links to all my social media are in the thing below. I get questions on those. I also have an Ask FM account, just search for JJ Barnes. Some people comment questions on these actual YouTube videos and I can put them in, or yeah, really, find me wherever is most comfortable for you to chat. Ask FM is anonymous if you prefer to ask one of the sort of the funny questions I sometimes get, which I'm a bit like, no, I don't do that. I'm far too awkward. But if you want to send me a question, there are plenty of ways to do it, and I will hopefully get through them all before, well, I die. That's depressing. But the point is, I'm going to try and answer all of your questions eventually, and I will keep doing these videos as long as you like them. I always say, if you don't want me to do any more of these kind of question videos and you want me to go straight, just stick to the writing stuff, I will do that. But so far I haven't had anyone telling me to shut up, so that's nice. Yeah, I put out a video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 AM. So if you subscribe to this channel and help me grow and help me reach more people, that would be lovely. And look out for my videos, and I will be back again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.